WU-TANG and American Saga, Season 2, Episode 5, Visionz. This episode is pertaining to them getting together now. They're trying to make a makeshift studio in Rizzo's apartment, and everybody's helping out. Then you have ODB. Uh, he's getting these egg. He was supposed to get these egg cartons, but he got all these cartons with eggs and with uh, no empty cartons. And they're telling him, man, you supposed to just give us the empty cartons instead of just the eggs. And yeah, he said, well, I got to have something to eat too. And then you got Power. He's going somewhere to get some equipment, some recording equipment, keyboards, mixers, and stuff like one microphone. I think he shelled out almost about 20 grand to get that. Then you have you got Method Man and them on the block playing dice game. And Rebel, aka Inspector Deck, he gets out of jail, and Method Man paid for his bail. And they shooting dice, and they get ready to go to the studio. Just a young kid was talking to him, and they were, they was talking to Inspector Deck coming out. He said, "Thanks for paying my bail money and whatnot." And they were talking, and a gunshot shot out, and everybody's on guard. And the young kid that he was playing dice with, he died. Got shot and killed. And you also have Cherie, Riz's sister, coming back from Ohio with the baby. And they also showed the meeting between RZA and his brother Divine. They have a meeting with the lawyer, and the lawyers are asking about him using the copyright, the Wu-Tang copyright, or the name. And Divine has all his paperwork, majority of all the paperwork together, all the different contracts and different things. I think it was one thing was missing. I think performance or something with performance. And the lawyer saying, "You sure you want to use this name, this, that, and the third?" And RZA pulls out a stack of cash and puts it on the table. He said, "Well, that works." And he got everybody as a shareholder in the in this particular thing. And the lawyer is trying to convince him that it's not probably a good idea to have everybody getting a certain percentage of share in the company, and you got to he's got to create your LLC. And he said this is what he wants to do. He said that he wants to do this, create a business, and it's something it's something spiritual. And he's advising him not to do this particular thing. But they said they need to get the logo, and the guy, Mathemax, the guy that Divine met in the construction site that does all these illustrations and drawings, he's going to be the guy doing the illustration, doing the copyright for the name. And everybody's working hard. They get in the studio together. Jizza is trying to get the telephone line hooked up because the telephone line was messed up, and he was spending a whole day trying to get, I guess, the person that he knew that worked at the phone company to get that thing cut on and switched on, because every person he called, it was the wrong person. He spent the whole day till he got the right person to get their thing cut on. And everybody's making a makeshift studio, and also too Ghostface is trying to make this crib for his child with Cherie, and they come to find out he had the stuff backwards. He got to put it in the right way. It was all mixed up. He had the springs on the backwards, and you got to get it straightened out. So he was all upset, and he had to go pick up Cherie from the bus station or whatever, because she was coming from Ohio back to Staten Island. And you can see there's a lot of tension in there, and then you can see that it's a little bit still some tensions a little bit, but it seems like every person was trying to do their part in getting things set up. They're working hard. They were trying to get the studio, getting the A cartons, and I guess to soundproof the room to make a recording studio. They're trying to soundproof everything, and by tacking A cartons around the whole wall so they can soundproof everything, and then they start hooking up the equipment. And then something goes wrong with the equipment. The power gets cut off. So the building manager is frantic and asking. But he told everybody to chill. RZA told everybody to chill. He's gonna try to talk to the building manager because if they see everything going on, they're gonna probably get them evicted. So he goes and talks to her and say that he convinced her that it's probably somebody else's power. It's not our power. Somebody else's power that's messed up. And alone and behold, ODB comes to the rescue, and he told the building manager that he can fix the electricity because he went to trade school. He went to trade school, but he was supposed to go to NASA, but he went to trade school. So he goes down there, and they go into that area to get the circuit breaker back up, and she's trying to look for a fuse in some little location back there, and she was telling him why you call yourself, what you call your name, because my name is ODB, and that she said, what kind of music you do? He said, you sing? He said, I rap, I sing, I do a little bit of everything, but I mostly rap. And she was trying to say, what is your real name? He said, my name is ODB. And then they find a circuit. They sound the circuit thing, the fuse thing for the circuit board. And, they're trying to get it back on. And all the guys that come to the studio, Method Man and You God and Inspector Deck and all them, they greeting everybody in there, and the power's knocked off, and they were like, "What's going on? The power, man. We how we gonna get anything done?" They was kind of upset, and they about to bounce, and then they was able to get the power back on working. So yeah, they get ready to record. They record Method Man's song, METHOD Man. And everybody's real hyped and excited, and that's going on. So Mathematics brings the illustrations for the logo, and he got some it's like some kind of horror type stuff. And they were like, Divine said, no, we need an actual logo like the Batman logo. We need something that's gonna bring everybody, appeal to everybody. It's gonna be on album covers, T-shirts, and everything. And he said, "I'll pay you, but you got to do the thing right." And you can tell that he was like, "Well," and so he goes back and tries to work on something, and and then Power's upset too because he didn't invest so much money in equipment and everything else, and he said he's broke. And so that's kind of pragmatic too. So they go have a meeting in the back room, him and Divine. RZA comes up there and sees Mathematics and telling him about, he don't have the money or whatever. So they were talking about the money issue. So RZA basically gave him his rent money and paid him the rent money last of his rent money that he had, and paid the mathematics. He told him dig deeper and get us a great logo. So he works on it. He says he's gonna work on hard and get him a good logo. And so everybody's doing their part, working in the studio. Raekwon sees the thing about the crib being messed up with Ghostface, and he goes in there and fix the crib and make it the right, get it fixed in the right manner. So when Cherie comes in there with the baby, and they see the recording studio, and everybody's partying, smoking, and drinking, and they getting the Method Man song going. Everybody's going crazy, and she was kind of upset because she sees the little crib back there, and she said, "That are we gonna stay in this little spot right here? We can't. That's not gonna be enough for us and the baby." She's not too happy about it, and she ends up going back to. She goes back to her sister-in-law and her brother-in-law's her brother's spot, and she lets her in there with the baby. And then Ghostface finds out that he's like, "Who fixed the crib?" And everybody said, "Raekwon the chef fixed the crib." And he's like, and you can see that they kind of working through their little issues, whatever issues they had before. It seems like they're working through the issues. And yeah, and then they finally get the logo. Method Man's get the logo to RZA, and then you see the Wu-Tang, the big W, the classic symbol. And they also try to go to this DJ, I guess, to get their song played on the airwaves or whatever. And he said that the song is not, the audio uh, recording is not up to par. It has to be up to a certain kind of spec. And he said that you have to record it in a studio. So Powell was already tripping. He said, "I don't spend all this money for equipment, keyboards, and everything now." He's kind of mad, and he storms out. And then you got Ghostface is staying in the studio, sleeping in the studio on the bed, on the floor, and they sleeping on And he said, "You think we're gonna make it?" And RZA said, "Yeah, we're gonna make it." He said, "We need to get this thing to work because I got to take care of my baby and Cherie. This thing has to work." And I think Power's in there too. And with Divine, I believe also too. He said, he spent all the money for equipment, this, that, and the third. So he pulls out a dope bag full of cash. He said, "Y'all need to go ahead and whatever you need to do to get it to the studio, get it remastered and get it done properly so this thing can go, because I believe in this thing." And everybody seems like they're playing their part. Everybody is doing their part and trying to get this particular thing going. And they had to sign these contracts. And everybody signed the contract except for Genius. It was like non-cipher. Yeah, I guess he said, "I just do it off of well, he said, I just do it off of brother, as brothers, but he wouldn't sign the contract. Everybody else signed the contract because, but, he said that, RZA told them that he wanted to take 5 years, sign their life for 5 years. And each of them could do independent albums, which they did independent albums. But then later on, we found out, if you look at the documentary, Wu-Tang Clan Mice to Men, that documentary, that a lot of people found out the contracts was kind of misleading because they didn't read the contracts. You sign things and you don't read them. You just going based on, we all gonna blow up. Let's go ahead and do this. But you got to read the fine print. So they didn't read. Some of them didn't read the fine print, but they had to go back and get lawyers and get it straightened out, as we know later on. But yeah, but it shows you, about the whole how to become an artist. And this episode showed the creative production of producing a record, and also the aspects of Contracts, because you got to know what you're signing. You just can't just sign a contract and not read what you're signing. You can be, it could be detrimental to you in the long term. But this is how they had to do what they had to do to get on. So this is what it is. So this is it for this episode. Great episode, great education about the music industry and contracts and knowing what you sign, not just signing it just because you know everybody let's get on board. That's cool, but you got to look at the fine print. Well, that's it for this episode, everybody. Uh, if you like to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to Muji 72. As always, everybody take care, peace, and have a nice day.